Hello and welcome to Awakening the blog. Today I would like to share a little bit of what I have learned through these processes that I have lived with what I have called my twin flame. First of all, no matter how much I've doubted, how much I didn't want this to be, it is what it is. I can still question myself because I might believe that I don't have enough clear picture of what a twin flame relationship is. Yet all the so-called mystical answers that I have received, I don't know if the universe had a part on it, or if it was my own power creating the answers. There are so many possibilities, but I was completely open to receive the answers without me manipulating, consciously or unconsciously, mostly because I don't think I have the conscious power to manipulate such answers. And okay, it's 2014. We started the relationship at 2008. As I've mentioned, it's been more of a horrible terror story for me in my emotions. I've suffered a lot, but since February this year that I decided to quit and end this relationship somehow, and I block him in every possible way. I block him on Facebook, I block him everywhere, you know, like we were not even friends on Facebook, but we used to use the chat on Facebook. Well, the thing is that something happened between the process I did in February and what happened in June, when he energetically came to me, and that's how I discovered he was visiting Ecuador. Since then we've been in contact again. We are chatting, we have talked without fighting. He tells me about the love of his life, according to him, that is this woman, and it doesn't hurt. I mean, it still bothers a little, but it doesn't hurt anymore. I don't have to end the conversation crying and fighting and defending myself, or wanting to have at the end, in the deep part of my heart, the desire for all these years was that I wanted a relationship with him. You know, I said, you know, if he's my twin flame and I can recognize him and know who he is for me, obviously what I'm going to want is a relationship. But it's not the moment for the relationship. It's not the time. I mean, he has to go through a process where he is able to see me as I see him. I need to go through my own process of clarifying my own remaining doubts. Yet the major, the biggest, the most amazing teaching I've gotten from this experience has been the understanding of unconditional love at a totally different level of what I thought it was. I mean, this feeling, and you know, the feeling that came through the dream that I shared in one of the chapters, and then that it took me a couple of years to process, because it was not just having the dream and the feeling, but how do I fit this experience, this dream, this energy, this understanding in my relationship with him? How do I transcend or transform my emotions, my desires, to be able to align with this experience of unconditional love, and have the feeling of freedom, have the feeling of openness, of understanding, and especially the no fear. I need to see beyond one lifetime. I need to understand that this is an ongoing process, that one day, not in this lifetime, because definitely I'm sure in this lifetime we are not going to be one, we are not going to unite as one through the physical bodies. He's not ready, I might not be ready either. So the learning of this unconditional love in a totally different way from what I've heard, what I've been taught about, I think is the most powerful lesson. And I'm very, very thankful. I cannot say I'm thankful for all the suffering I went through, but I possibly can say now that I'm over it, that I needed to go through that, because otherwise I was not going to have the stimulation to look for a way to overcome it. How do I overcome this suffering from wanting, from desiring and not having it? So now he tells me about her. I don't know if his intention still is to punch me and see if I react, you know, to what he tells me about her or other things, other girls. He just shared that he's been having a sexual experience with a friend, and he says, oh well, it's okay. He tells me about what he wants to do when he goes on a trip that he's going, and I said, well, that's wonderful. Just take good care of yourself, be conscious of what you're doing. I personally don't see that it's so fascinating to me is that somewhere deep inside, when I talk to him from my soul to his soul, when I am able to say my beloved, I know that I don't say my love, I say my beloved, which is totally different. And I am in that level of the soul connection. I know I touch his soul. He feels it, but he is completely trapped in his personal life, and he doesn't know how to open up. I told him the keys are inside you. I'm only here like a lighthouse, like the ones that show the light to the ships. I can only be a light to show you ways, but I cannot walk the path for you. I have had to learn to be patient. He tells me all the time that I'm impatient, but I've learned, I have had to learn to be patient, because I cannot expect him to go at my same rhythm and to reach my level of awareness, because he has to. I possibly have worked on myself for so many decades that I'm able to reach some understanding of this whole deal. He has done none. No, I see him, I know he's a very powerful being, because those energetic visits that he has done, that he comes to visit and whispers into my ear, or he's just spying on me, he's not aware of that. It's me who is experiencing that thing. But I can feel there the power that's in him. I even got to a point of thinking along the way that he sacrificed this life in this kind of slavery of his traumatized life in order to help me reach that understanding of love. It crossed my mind a couple of times, and a part of me still believes that maybe he did that sacrifice because I needed to learn that lesson. There could not be a higher love than that. And I've told him, I've told him, he's like, really? Oh, how interesting. It doesn't sort of I don't know. He doesn't, maybe. I don't know. I mean, he's that out of contact with himself. I really just hope that he has the courage to go on the path and discover more about who he is. Transforming oneself in one lifetime, all those blocks and all those things, it's not an easy thing. But the only way is to clean ourselves, to go through this process of healing. We need to do that. And we will experience freedom sooner or later. This freedom that nothing can be taken away from that level of understanding of the real freedom and the real love. Oh my God. I can only share in words what I have experienced energetically, and it's very hard sometimes, even in my own language, to put the correct or the exact words to express something that came to in a feeling experience, in a symbolic, maybe metaphorical, I don't know how to put it, but anyway, what I can say is that nowadays so many twin flames are entering into contact because we need to change. We need to get rid of this toxic way of relating, and it's toxic. And for that, we need to work with these lower vibrations of jealousy, possessiveness. And the twin flame connections are the most profound connections that will touch us in all these wounds or all these attitudes that we've learned to help us go higher, because we need to grow in consciousness. We need to step out of that and acknowledge the existence of those possible feelings, but do not give them the power to rule our lives. They are not healthy. They cause toxicity, they cause pain and suffering. And the road to freedom is to work through that and to transform it. And we can do it. I mean, I have not gotten to the place I would love to in terms of my own inner development and my own level of that freedom from everything. But I've experienced some things that are very, very powerful, and they have guided me to this. They have not come from a spiritual teacher. They have come from a regular human being who is my twin flame, and he found a way to touch all the places, or most of the wounded places that I have in myself that I needed to work through. And cannot be more thankful, at least for now. We'll see how it turns out to be with time. Okay, thank you so much. Really want to thank you too for being part of this story, sharing something so personal and so individual. Maybe it's personal too. It's for me. It's not a problem, because my life it's happening so I can discover things and I can share with other people ways, open doors, and give insights for other people's processes and experiences. So it's been a pleasure for me to share it, and I'm very thankful for you to have been part of it. Please leave your comments, your questions in the blog, and I will address the questions that you have, and I hope the comments that other people make will be of benefit for others who come into the blog that are going through this situation and they're looking everywhere for answers. The answers, we have them inside. We can ask for the universe for answers, as I have done and I keep doing. But I know deep down inside the answer's there, and I just need to grab it and work through my levels of doubt and my levels of incredulity and the lack of my own faith, maybe, in believing what is. And I hope to keep on bringing you more things that I hope to keep on discovering through this, now that we've reached a level of at least a little bit of peace. Anyway, until the next time, thank you so much.